was kind of a strange game with kind of our game plan was to go inside, and then Nick went out and sprained his ankle. I don't know. I don't think it's anything serious, but disappointing the way we shot the ball. Encouraging the way we defended better. It's a hard team to defend. I like his team. They run a lot of good stuff, and they really cut hard. And I thought that was definitely an upgrade in our defense. Definitely an upgrade in the turnovers. Downgrade in our shooting, and thought we had some good shots too. But I thought our passing was poor tonight, and that's what led to some of those average shots. We didn't hit guys where they were ready to shoot it, and I think Josh got in foul trouble. That hurt his productivity a little bit. Had to play McQuaid more, and McQuaid got a little tired. But we shot the ball poorly. Cassius was sensational. Second half, he was really good. But first half, he guarded better. Xavier, I thought, was very average the first half, and we talked about him being better, and he was better the second half. Getting our points off our bench was good, and Kenny getting 29 or 15 rebounds was great. But when you don't shoot the ball well, you don't look as well. And yet, this team, I watched them take Texas to a 10-point game the other night, so they'll win some games. He's a very good coach, and we got a lot of work to do still. So, questions?
You said Nick's ankle not serious. Do you expect him to miss time?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he was limping around in there a little bit, but they hadn't put a cast on him or anything, so I think he'll. It's swollen. It's a low ankle sprain, though, not a high ankle sprain, and I'll know more tomorrow. I really have no idea right now, to be honest with you, except that I know it's not severe.
Tom, Coach Richard said how important Nick was to what you do offensively, what they prepared for. To have to adjust to that right away, did that factor into the three-point shooting, do you think?
I think so. We took too many. We take 19 the first half, and 2 of 19. That's hell, I could make 2 of 19, I think. But, we panicked. I didn't think Xavier did a great job. In the second half, he posted deeper, but give those guys a little credit, too, because they did make some adjustments, and we settled for threes. And I just was disappointed that I didn't think we were ready to shoot, and I didn't think we made good passes to shoot. And we've been shooting the ball pretty well. So that part was disappointing. I think you're right. I think that had a factor with it, that we were used to going inside the Nick, and Nick is starting to pass it inside out a little better. Those are the best shots. We didn't get any inside out passes till late in the game.
Why was Cassius so effective in those opening few minutes versus the first half?
Well, I think we moved the ball better, then hit a couple, and once he hit a couple, then he was ready to shoot. He shot a couple off the break, and then we went to him a few times, then he got tired, we took him out, and we just didn't have a lot of good flow in the game, and I don't want to blame it all on Nick, but I just think our rotation, we were rotating in guards to play inside, and with their smaller guys, guys were kind of out of position. So Cassius is capable of that a lot, and when he plays, pretty good defense, and he ran the team, he ran the break pretty well. We're still, I didn't think, got off a ton of shots, but what did we get off? 70. You guys got to read them to me, because the NCAA in their infamous way is still 70 shots, a lot of shots. And but when you only have 7 turnovers, we did do a hell of a job on the offensive glass in the first half. And usually when a team's not shooting well, they can get down about that. I thought our energy was good the entire game. So it wasn't the energy, it was they made some tough shots, and we didn't make some good shots, I thought.
Coach, they threw a little bit of zone at you guys. Did that contribute to the free shooting at all in terms of your struggles at the three-point line?
I actually thought we attacked the zone pretty good, but I'll have to look at the film, because you might be right. I just thought we settled. You know, we just settled and moved the ball around. We settled for threes. We didn't have anybody inside, and when Xavier wasn't in there, we just didn't do a very good job of that. We could have thrown it into Kenny and thrown it back out. So I got to take the blame for that and do a better job of getting it in there, not even as a scoring threat, but maybe as a passing threat.
Use Kyle kind of as the one other guy, but you were able to get Marcus a look in the first and Thomas a little bit more in the second. I guess, what did you see from them?
Well, it was a tough game for Marcus because even though he blocked a couple nice shots and that, but those guys are moving so quickly. Thomas figured it out a little bit better, but you know, we're about 7 deep right now, and the next two, 1 or 2 guys, I mean, Foster had a moment or two, but he's got to improve. Thomas got to improve. Marcus got to improve. So, you know, if we have Nick, it's really changes the rotation. But it's probably good that those guys are getting some time, to be honest with you. Now's the time to get them some time.
Coach, as far as Cassius's run went there, you go to Foster and Cassius there after he goes in that run the second half. How comfortable are you in Foster and his development there?
I wouldn't say I'm comfortable with anything right now, but I'm experimenting. You know, it's kind of good to, you know, something we knew we were going to try sooner or later, but this was a smaller team too, didn't post their guards, but they were a cutting, slashing team, so, I mean, I thought it was okay. You know, it's unfortunate I should have this press conference tomorrow because I'm going to have to look at that film. It was such a different situation going in there thinking we were going to pound it inside because of their size deficit, and we didn't really do that. And so, you know, maybe that led to some of it too. And maybe it was, you know, they came in here really guarding well, and they were giving up like 36 and I don't know, 20-some, I think, from the three. He does a hell of a job, I think, with his team. They play hard as hell, and I was impressed in that respect. But at the same time, I was disappointed that we didn't shoot it better.
In the back.
Coach, obviously you do it every year, but to think now you're trying to figure out how these pieces kind of fit together, it's a tough coaching assignment for you, but it's stressful, but is it fun also to kind of see how these guys are, you know, what you got this year?
It was fun until the shots didn't go in, and it wasn't any fun. Fun's a 3-letter word that I felt like it was a 4-letter word when I was going through it, but you know, it is fun. I mean, it's fun to see. I mean, I've really been pleased, as you know, with the development of Nick, and it's fun to see some guys. Maybe this will get Cassius over the hump. Josh was more aggressive. Cueto's the guy that we got to get shooting it a little better because he is a good shooter, and I didn't think we did a very good job of getting him shots. You know, sometimes I played him at the point a little bit. I mean, he got 6 shots, he got a couple of them late. So, you know, that'll be some of the chore for us too, figuring out how do we get everybody involved, because I think we have one of those teams where we could have 5 guys in double figures a lot, and it'll take a little time to put that all together.
Tom, Nick goes down in the first half, and then Langford picks up his 3rd foul and goes out, and it was right at that moment that Cassius sort of had his burst. Do you think anything of that was him saying, you know, 2 of the main scorers are out, it's on me now?
I hope so. That would be a good thing for Cash, you know. I think he's got to know he's got to take over, and yet I thought he forced 1 shot, which a guy like that's pretty good. And I just thought he played within himself. He threw some good passes. He drove some. He shot the 3. He looked, you know, like he wanted to score, you know, and that's the one thing that I was disappointed in X. He didn't look like he wanted the ball at times. But I think second half did a better job. So Cassius did what great players got to do. You know, he's got to get the ball rolling, and he did get it rolling, and everybody picked it up a little bit, and then Josh came in. But we were really dysfunctional because of the foul trouble, the injury. We didn't have a very good rotation tonight.
Any other questions?
X, his leg.
I think he just bumped it. I don't know, you know, injuries. there was, I mean, ready to go back in 3 minutes later, so I think he just got hit in the thigh or something, nothing big. I got hit by the referee as he ran by once, and my knee's okay.
Day to day?
Yeah, day to day. Tomorrow.
Coach, I do want to get your comment on the flagrant 2, the ejection. You see the same thing 2 games in a row.
Yeah, you know, again, I'll have to look at it on film. I just, I don't know how us little guys are gonna box out big guys, you know? If you're boxing the guy out and he jumps, I mean, we're just gonna be smaller. And I saw it, I didn't see the whole thing. I have to look at it on film, but my same worry of the other day, I don't think that was an intentional thing in any way, shape, or form. And I'm just worried that it's gonna happen to somebody in big games that is unintentional. I mean, if it's intentional, hell, you know, suspend them for 2 games. But if it's unintentional, accidental, I don't know how you coach to correct that. And you know, I just stick with the same thing. Feel sorry for the officials, and we need to get more basketball people on rules committees. That's what I learned from actually a couple of you guys sent me the list of people. And no insult, but I don't see how an AD or a conference guy can be on those. I mean, to me, I'm not even sure a coach should be on them. The officials got to call them. They're tough, and they don't want to, you know. I mean, I told them, oh, don't call it. You know, they have to, and I don't know. It's I ran in raid the other day, so I'm not going to do that anymore. But I feel for those guys. I feel for the opponent or me if it happens to us in a way where, I mean, God, it's not like they went down there and chopped the guy's legs off, you know. They went to cut out at the same time he went to jump, from what I saw. Now, I didn't see it in a replay, you guys might have, and that makes it awfully tough, you know, awfully tough. So, I don't know, it is what it is. A lot of funny rules when people that I think don't play the game are making them, but that's just my opinion. Anything else, guys? All right, see you Sunday.